Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. This is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Today we're going to be talking about habits of sorts, bad, good, indifferent.
How they impact your life.
Yeah, I'm not really going to be leading the charge on this one because apparently we had a conversation about this and I forget every single second of it.
We literally had a call earlier in the week.
Yeah,
discussing this, and Evan forgets it, so that's fine.
Apparently I made some good points that I was going to talk about today. I have no idea. So I'm just going to, rebound off you, I guess. We'll just go that way. But first things first, how was your day?
Day? Alright. Week wasn't too bad. My day was like, meh. Kind of want to get more into my week.
Okay, get into your week. So that's even better because they haven't seen you for a week or heard you. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Y'all miss me? No, I'm joking. Okay. So keeping up with the running, we can talk about that in a minute because that's more of an us thing now. Because you started on your journey. I just want to. Didn't really do too much. Just kind of been relaxing, dilly dallying. Catching up on work, doing work, college work that is.
Same as always, basically.
Yeah. Last night I got offered a job at Dunn Stores for Christmas.
Oh, like fully?
No, like the Christmas, yeah.
Like actually?
Yeah, like induction day Thursday, actually.
Why didn't you tell me this?
I waited for the podcast.
Man, you can't just wait until the podcast to tell me big news.
I wouldn't. If it was like Saturday, I would have told you. But it was like I could wait like the day, so I did. Because we talked like twice today as well. Anyway, so it didn't matter too much.
Well, congrats, man. Damn, is that the one you shaved your beard for the interview?
My beard. How generous of you.
Okay. Yeah, your stash.
Yeah,
is that
the one I did like the other week?
I guess it was worth it. So I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So gonna start that. That's going until the 24th of December. So 6 weeks. That's pretty good. So how many episodes are we in now? Like 18. Took me 18 weeks to get a job.
More, probably like
more. Yeah.
Add another 2 months onto that.
Yeah. Well.
Finally.
So that's going to be hard to balance that in college, but we'll see how that goes, I guess, and then what hours I get.
And then the good thing about that then as well is that it's the same Duns, I'm assuming, right?
Well, no, I'm going to the one in Shannon now instead of Jellin.
Oh. Well, what you could do then is after Christmas be like, yo, if you guys got any part-time work, let me know.
Yeah.
So because once you're in, it's a lot easier to get more hours than when you're trying to
Yeah,
hired.
See, I obviously really want a job to keep up for college because it's really nice to have that kind of money, but I'd have to be working 2 days in the weekends for it to be sustainable for the actual amount of college that I'll be even coming into, because right now it's really busy, but I feel like I can keep on top of it, and as I'm told, next semester is supposed to be absolutely crazy. So it's the trouble is the course isn't very forgiving for having a part-time job.
Yeah.
And the only people I know, my friends that do have part-time jobs, they work exclusively weekends. So they work 10 to 15 hours a week. So it's really manageable, because it's really hard to find the job that will just take you like that, because all jobs, because they got in obviously before all the coronavirus, so anything now is just looking for either previous experience or you can work 72 hours in a day, basically.
Well, I mean, it's worth a try. You might.
Oh no, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's just
if you guys want someone to work on the weekends, I'm around. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll definitely be mentioning that. I can work weekends.
In the last week before you finish up or something, just be like, yo. Yeah, well, that's good. I'm kind of happy you kept it for the podcast, but I'm also sad that you didn't tell me sooner.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, I didn't even get told. I thought you were just it was a small bit of news. It wasn't like you actually got it. God damn you. I don't have a job. I'm not looking for one, but I don't. But news that you already know, but the viewers, listeners do not, is that I am getting a Quest 2, Oculus Quest 2, and I am over the moon. Virtual reality, here we come. It's standalone, so you don't need to be tethered to a PC, which is going to be sick. And I have to wait till Christmas, though. That's the only problem.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool piece of tech.
Yeah. It's meant to be here in like a week, but I have to wait until Christmas. So I'll have to wait pretty much a month until I can have it. Because I'm not counting the time before it comes. I'm counting the time where it's like literally I could go and get it, but I can't.
Yeah.
So that's gonna suck. But I'm really excited to use it. Oh my god, like that's gonna be fantastic, mate.
Yeah, like fantastic. I'm so excited for Christmas, man. I'm so excited to just get off college for the fucking month that's in it and just relax, man.
Nah, man, you're just excited for me to bring down the VR to you.
That's also a big thing.
You might need to, yeah, you might be a bit blind for it though, because you will have to take off your glasses.
No, I won't.
Are you?
There's glasses support in that Quest 2.
Yeah, but you need to buy that, I think.
Is that coming? Surely it comes with it. It's just a little bracket thing that you slide in.
Oh, maybe the one you can buy is like a replacement. I don't know. I think I watched a video where someone unboxed it and it came with one. So you might be okay.
It was Short Circuit. It was Riley with glasses. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I don't have to take off my glasses for this." I was like, "No way! They invented the technology."
Yeah, you can also get custom prescription lenses.
That's pretty cool.
So if you don't want to wear glasses and it's yours only, you can just use that. Which is and I'm pretty sure they're hot swappable, so you could like, go between them if I was using them and you were using them, type thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's standalone is like amazing. Like I could walk around the entire house in VR without if I recreated my house in VR, I could just walk around the house. And like there'd be, I know that's a bit sad. Like, why would you walk around the same house?
You don't even need to recreate it in VR. You can just use the cameras on it and experience AR.
I suppose it's true, but like, imagine being able to like the fact that you can't technically see your surroundings, but if you had recreated them, you'd be able to walk around freely. Which is, as I said, a bit sad that you would be doing that because you might as well just take it off at that stage. But it would be kind of sick.
It definitely would be.
Like the fact that you don't have to be tethered. I mean, I will be tethered to a PC for certain games like Dirt because, it's a big game. I have it on my PC, so.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it comes to like super hot, no problem.
You could do it outside,
room, man. I could do it outside, bro. Imagine, imagine I go running with it on.
Jesus Christ! Would be sweat off that.
Oh yeah, not to mention how weird you'd look.
Yeah.
Or speaking of running, are we getting into that already?
That's not much of a big topic. Like, it's just speaking of running, like so I've been running now for about 4 weeks, doing a couch to 5K app. Big up me.
Oh yeah, big man.
I somehow convinced Evan to join me starting last Monday, and I don't know how, because I usually wake up to like 4 TikToks each at like 2 to 3 a.m. from him.
Yep.
So getting him to wake up at 6:30 to go running for 7 is quite a big ask, but he did it anyway. That's all I wanted to mention, really. I don't really want this to segue into the main topic. I just wanted to bring that up because it's more of an us topic that's happened this week. I found pretty cool.
I mean, it was pretty okay getting up that early. Like, it was actually weird because Ethan has this thing where he has I don't know if it's just me, but when I get a dare or a bet that's not like detrimental or weird or something I don't want to do like ever, if I get a bet, I usually do it when he bets me, especially when it comes to fitness. I was telling him that he bet me to lose 500 calories doing cardio one day in the gym, and I did it because he said, Bet you won't. Just because those literally three words, well, 6 words. Bet you won't burn 500 calories, and I went ahead and did it. I was like, you know what? Fine. I will. So I did, and then I got a come on running with me tomorrow, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I did, and part of it was the accountability of, you know, when I woke up at like 6:20, my eyes shot open, I got straight out of bed, and I, got ready.
Because you knew what you were doing. You weren't doing it on your own accord. Like, you were getting up to go running, like, technically at the same time as me. Basically,
and like if it was like, oh, I might miss a lecture, or I might be late to a lecture. I know it sounds bad, but like, it's like, considering I should be on time, and I usually am. I actually usually am. And if I do get there, it's only like 5 minutes late, and usually they don't start for 5 minutes, so it's perfect. But if it came to we're using just extreme cases of, well, not extreme, but miss a lecture by a couple of minutes, or not be there for you because you're my friend, I would feel worse not showing up for you, whereas a lecturer is just a lecturer.
Yeah, a lecturer's not going to email you after class being like, where were you, sad face?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh man, you didn't get up. And I'm like, oh.
I mean, maybe Fred.
Yeah, my lecturer Fred would definitely be a bit sad. He's just such a wholesome guy.
I can safely say that I am on the same page as you with the lectures, because I can tell a break of semester is needed, because I am caring less and less about attending them. I haven't missed one. Like, I'm attending them all, but I'm caring less and less about it as every day goes on, because I'm just like, it's the same shit. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna do this, do that. It's the same. It happens not just because I'm working from home either. It happens like in class as well. It's just the fact that you have to go to class, so you just listen anyway. Whereas this is literally, you can just decide not to click a button and not attend class.
Yeah, or you
can
click
open up the same browser you use to access your class files. You can just new tab YouTube. It's so easy to break away from class when you're at home, especially if it's been your leisure setup for years prior.
Yeah, and what I will say is I have this one lecturer who just goes through the same notes about 3 or 4 times. And like, if we're meant to have a Q&A, he'll just go through the lecture notes again. Like, that's it. We had an exam recently, and literally the day before or something, it was like 6 days before, we had like a Q&A session. He just talked for the entire time, nearly forgot that he was going to fit 20 minutes of the Q&A at the end, and by then he just told us barely any information, and like, the only information he told us was that you have to learn everything, like 6 days before. Like, he had given us no prior information other than the fact that we saw on our schedule that we had an exam. He didn't tell us what was on it or what it was about, really. So that kind of sucked.
Yeah, you could definitely tell with some lecturers that, like, they've figured out how to do as little work as possible and get away with a full pay rate on their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's some lecturers who just do pre-recorded stuff, and then they might have 1 or 2 live sessions a week with me at least. I don't know about the rest. They might have another 6 live sessions with other years, but like, the fact that they're minimizing the time they actually have to be there by a lot is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I mean, I like the interaction that you can have. So I will say that that's kind of annoying, but there's nothing really you can do about it.
Do you think you're going to go back to, not go back? You think you're going to attend on-campus lectures in the next semester?
Is there a choice?
I said, do you think that they're going to do it for you? They're going to give you the option. Do you think it's going to happen?
I did see that. I think it's the Department of Education, the guy, or the Minister for Education, or whatever. Anyway, he said
one of those yokes.
Yeah, one of those lads. Yeah, he said something about how they're going to try to push for a university to go online or go on campus more, in case of people dropping out.
That's a bad reason.
I mean, it's not really. I can see why a lot of people would find it really, one, hard, and two, boring to be at home all the time, and then they might drop out.
Yeah, but I don't know if that warrants like the exposure of COVID by bringing everyone back into college. Like,
Well, school is back, and college is
yeah.
way more spread out, and you can have like
Well, I don't
class.
know.
You could technically have like
I
classes
don't
of
know because how
10.
many people attend? Do you have like general lectures that different courses attend?
I don't know. I actually
Well,
don't know.
like what's the most in a given Teams call you have, or like a virtual call?
150.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
Well,
like that'd be in a lecture hall, a single lecture hall.
what they
So
were what they were planning on before
okay,
we went
right.
back was there was 3 groups, so 50 each. And so I would be on campus Monday, group B was campus Tuesday, and group C was campus Thursday for like specific lectures. So they could just do that for all, like pretty much all the lectures if they really wanted to, or
I guess yeah, that would be a
at
big
least
ask for the
some.
lecturers, I think, because like that's three of the same lecture that could have been
Yeah,
delivered on one online lecture.
I know. But
Like,
like, as in, what I'm saying is it's three. It was only one or two. Yeah, it was one or two modules that had that. So the rest of them were just going to be online. Um, but at least there was some on-campus activity, whereas now there's like none.
yeah, I feel like maybe if they did it so you could attend on campus classes that are primarily your group in your class, like that are smaller naturally. I feel like that could be worked out.
I do
And
think though that there was they were going to record the on-campus ones so you could watch them. I'm fairly sure.
like mass.
Like mass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not really a bad thing either. I think they could make it work so that you're at
Yeah.
least on campus one day a week, at least.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for 2 hours. At
I
least you're
guess.
getting out of the house and going somewhere to learn. It might help with people's problem of staying at home doing it online.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, I wouldn't like to be pushed online, offline. I wouldn't be like to pushed into campus for 2 hours a week. I think it would be redundant, in my opinion. Like for my course specifically, because I don't need to do any of the making friends. Because there's a big factor between having a WhatsApp group and making friends in your course, and that stems from being with them IRL.
Yeah.
We've kind of had my first year of college to do that already, so I'm quite fine with sitting at home.
That's another problem. We're all first years, so
Yeah, I feel like they should prioritize first years, let the rest of the college figure it out. Because I mean, naturally the dropout rates are like, I don't know what the percentages are for each year, but I think mostly first year do transfers, not drops. So dropping out is more like second, third, and fourth year because you get like the honors degree, or not the honors degree, but like the associate's degree and all that stuff.
yeah. But I do think that we have our WhatsApps and stuff, and we have Discord stuff, but we're
Yeah,
not
you
like
have
we don't.
connections, but you're not actually friends.
Yeah, like there's been plenty of times where like someone in the WhatsApp or the group chat or whatever would go over a line, and then the other person's like defense is that I don't know this person. If we were close friends and they said that would be fine, but it's the fact that like I don't really know them. So it's that thing of like, yeah, they're connections. Yeah, we talk and we play games and we have fun, but like we don't even know what their second name is or where they live. So we don't it's a bit weird like that.
Yeah.
So I think in cases like that, yeah, I mean, I will say that there have been plenty of times where I've had a blast on the Discord playing Among Us and stuff with them, especially when we don't have any other group to do it with. Well, I don't. I know you don't either, but you don't
Yeah,
really
neither do I.
join. You don't join with us. I mean, I'm sure you could because there's some people from CIT who joined it.
I'd probably get harassed for joining it, to be honest.
You could just pretend you're from UCC. No one would know.
Yeah, what am I doing? Computer science. Fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of comp sci people in there.
No, maybe not so.
Oh.
Don't know
Well,
they'll know their course curriculum because they all do some comp sci courses do backwards. Like that's a whole other thing to get into. And you're not the
Man,
person to have a conversation with. But
just look it up. Just look up what the year 1, year 2, and year 3 and year 4 and all that. What the module outline is, and then you'll be like, oh man, you know that module, blah blah blah. Ugh, hater. That lecture, man. Ugh, don't get me started. Yeah, no, I'd say you'd be fine. Anyway,
so if I came in and said I do soft dev and LIT, I just get into argument how I'm superior or something. Because they'd probably make a joke and I'd be like, incorrect. I fundamentally disagree. Everything you just said.
well, nobody's cared about the people from CIT, so I'd say you'd be okay.
Yeah, it's still Cork though.
They make fun of people from Carlow more than they do about people from
Well, everyone makes
colleges.
fun of people from Carlow. And Cavan and Roscommon. Sorry if you're from there, but like seriously, why are you from there? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, why did you get raised there?
Like
what
tell
a
your
weird
parents
place
to
get
pick
raised.
a better county to raise you.
Imagine being from Kildare. Or like Sligo.
No, I think Roscommon's the window liquor county, to be honest. The window liquor county of Ireland.
The window liquor county. Yeah, I know. I think there's just so many counties that are like, what, you know.
Fermanagh, myth. That's a myth.
Fermanagh, Laois, Longford.
I've
Longford
never-
isn't even long. Longford is the shortest county other than like Dublin.
I've never seen a fiend from Fermanagh. They don't exist, man. It's an extinct county, I'm telling you.
Extinct. I haven't met anyone from most counties. I'll tell you that much right now. There's like nobody from like that
Definitely
area.
not Fermanagh anyway.
I will say I've never met anyone from Fermanagh.
There you go.
Not even virtually.
You haven't even heard of one, let alone meet one. You know?
You haven't even heard of one.
Like
Why'd you
it's
say it like
it's
that?
like it's one thing to know, like
You haven't even
it's-
heard of one.
it's because I had to think about that's what the farmers talk. I'm for everyone listening. I have a spring. I had this little spring. It came out of my water bottle. I had it in between my lips, so I was talking like a proper culty farmer now, in between my lips. So I had to, that's how they talk. Anyway,
Do you know your man with the thing, and then he has like the dog that does like spins for your
do
one?
you know the fellow with the eyes, the nose, and the glasses, and he drinks pints in local. Oh, you do. You do. You do.
Will you grab the thing on the thing there for me?
Grab the thing there beside you off, yeah? You do. You
And
know
then
that fella.
you're
You do. Oh,
But
he does.
What's even worse is that sometimes you know exactly what you have to get, and who they mean.
Mm-hmm.
You were about to say something. What are you going into?
Yeah, like it's one thing to like all right, Roscommon, Window Liquor County, right? But I'm sure you've heard of someone from Roscommon. Do you know what I mean?
I actually haven't. I don't think.
No, like I'm sure a time ago you've heard at least someone, like you haven't met someone, you might even know a friend's friend, but you've definitely heard of someone that came from Roscommon or done something in Roscommon. I haven't even heard of someone
Maybe.
go to Fermanagh. Like seriously, like
Have you ever seen a Fermanagh Reg? No.
do you know what I mean? Like I haven't even seen someone go to Fermanagh. That's how I know it's bad. Like at least like Roscommon and Sligo or whatever, you go to like Boyle or whatever.
Yeah.
That way, you know.
I went to Sligo on holidays. Holidays. It was like an in-country holiday, you know.
They still count, dude. Don't slate people that go on in-country holidays.
Well, when I said holidays, it sounds like going on holidays.
Oh, I'd love to go on a sun holiday now.
We were meant to.
Stop.
But I think the what you call it? Oh yeah, we went to Sligo and we went surfing and all that, and there was, oh man, there's this place called Maple Moose. I'd say if they brought it out in Ennis, it would sell out like so quickly.
I'd say
It's
it was
basically-
absolute horseplay.
It was a absolute horseplay with the lads.
That's one of the favorite accents I picked up. Sorry, continue. Talk about it in a minute.
There's like French toast and like proper pancakes, and there's also like crepes, and there's it's like and then ice cream, and it's like the best place to go for like breakfast lunch type thing, like for a
Oh,
proper treat, and they were all over Sligo, and I haven't seen one in any other county.
you see,
I'd say if
like I would call Sligo a bit kind of a, you know, I'd be worried for him, all right, you know, but like you went there, and you had a nice enough experience. Siri prompted it up there, you know. But have you gone to Fermanagh?
what's shocking me is I've never seen a Fermanagh reg. Like that's part's
It's
a little
because
bit weird
people
to
in
me.
Fermanagh don't go to school.
They don't go to school. Sure, they don't have cars. They're still with like horses and carts.
They all live in castles up there, those fellas.
Cottages and castles.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I was
Elon Musk have like a castle there in Fermanagh?
actually that's something we didn't talk about. The US election.
Castles. Oh, Biden won. Woo!
Biden won, dude. Let's
Not
go.
that, not that
I
it affects
one of
me,
the
but
one of the nice things about, well, I mean it does.
it does because I don't have to see Donald go like
No,
China
no,
on
like the
on
US,
internet.
like, you know, it influences the whole world's economy. Like,
Well, yeah, I know, yeah,
but
I
anyway,
guess in terms of policies,
um,
some policies.
yeah, Donald Trump lost, and I think it was the Irish Times or the Independent put as a title, West Clare hotelier lost in the US presidential election. It was just so funny that they named him like that. I thought it was hilarious.
What I can't believe is that the that he was playing golf when the election results were out, like when the final results when Biden won. That's hilarious to me.
Why?
Also, because like he was oh yeah, this is fine, I'll just play golf, and then he was like but he's like suing everybody,
Doesn't matter though, does it?
federal lawsuits and everything. Like
They
it's
won't hold.
insane. They better not.
He's not going to sue his way into presidency. At that rate, he'll become Putin 2.0.
Yeah,
And by that, I mean he'll never come out of office.
what I was thinking is that when Trump started saying like stop counting the votes and oh these are fraudulent, blah 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 blah. Not to mention he went from oh they're fraudulent and the mail ballots are fraudulent, then realized that everyone from Texas, I think, or something, Texas, I think, do mail ballots, and then he went, and they're all Republican, most of them, and then he went, oh, never mind, they're great, and then when Biden started winning for mail ballots, he went, oh no, stop the count, mail ballots are fraudulent.
Yeah.
So he goes back and forth, and he wants recounts, and he wants them to like
I
throw
saw
these things out.
a quote from someone mocking him. It was like, I fully agree with Donald Trump. Like, I was watching the telly there last night, and I had the first two lotto numbers, and I tell you, if they just stopped counting, I would have won the lotto. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
that's not how it works, dude.
Yeah,
Seriously.
but like my point being is that if he won from that, nobody would want him, except the Republicans.
No one wants
obviously.
him anyway.
And even some Republicans were wising up and going, okay, it's a bit ridiculous now.
I kind of hate that
know?
it's a Republican or Democrat world, though, because a lot of people have different views on things. Like, because if you're a Republican, you're like a gasoline drinking freedom eagle, and if you're a Democrat, you're a little cis boy. It just seems that's what it is. Like, for some reason,
I was told as well that when Obama was president, it was very hard for him to get things done because
a lot of people didn't like
I think
Obama because he didn't get a lot done, apparently.
Yeah, but I think it's I don't know if it's the Senate or the what, like the group of people who were high in power.
Mm-hmm.
They were all Republicans.
Yeah, you want that now, you do.
But my point being, he would say something,
ballots.
and they'd all shut him down. So that was the kind of problem, and he's gonna run him back into that now. Biden is, if that's true, I'm assuming it's true.
No, you kind of need the Senate you kind of need the Republican in the Senate because they balance out the economy.
They have to be there, but not the majority / all.
If you had a Democratic Senate, the whole, like, there wouldn't be any balance. It'd be all Democratic, like, and it'd just be terrible. Like, they'd be like, oh, let's just tax the rich, and then, exclamation, or what would you say, asterisk there, fucking the rich is anyone with a mean salary above 55,000, and everyone gets fucking taxed, and you end up being socialist like Bernie Sanders, but that's another time, I guess.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that like we're not gonna I hope anyway. We're not going to hear much about Donald for a while. It's a bit
Yeah, no,
ridiculous.
it hit me on. I think even just last night it hit me. I was just sitting. I was just sitting down and I was thinking. I was like, America won't have an idiot as their leader anymore. That's so weird. Because although it's been only 4 years, these 4 years have been like big part of me. So it's kind of I've absorbed a lot of Donald Trump and everything from the start to the end.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been 4 years.
Yeah,
Like,
a
that
lot's
means I
changed in
was
4 years. To be fair.
14 when he was elected. 14.
Yeah, Misa Musa and Mickey Mouse, man.
That's weird. Like 40. There was like that's like I was only what, first year, second year. Ugh. Anyway, um, what I will say though is I've been getting a lot of recommendations for like Obama clips on YouTube.
Oh, I
I,
actually, speaking of that,
I
yeah,
keep
no,
getting
sorry, go on.
funny Obama clips. Like, and there was a speech that he was having, and the plaque fell off the front of the podium, and he went, "Oh well, it's okay because I'm guessing all of you in here know who I am." It was the presidential, but
I
it's like,
loved
and then he went,
Obama, dude.
and then he went. I'll tell you this much though: the guy in the back probably sweating bullets right now. He was just like laughing about the fact that the badge fell off.
I
Or the
loved him
plaque,
because
like,
he was like, oh, he
he's so
didn't get much
wholesome,
done.
like
He
he's
was
so funny.
nice. People need that kind of relaxation again, dude.
Yeah, like I've been saying this whole time during the election. I said I'd rather a president who was nice and did nothing than one who was an idiot and did stupid things.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Trump has done some good things. You know, he's gotten some peace treaties and things. It's just he's very loud, and the media gave no coverage to those kind of things that he's done. The good things he's done, which really annoys me
yeah,
because it really
well,
became a statement piece for Donald Trump to be a fuck up. And even when he did good things for his country, they weren't, you know, they weren't documented at all. Like they weren't recorded. They weren't,
publicized. Like,
publicized. Thank you.
that's the word. Yep. But what I will say is that like he didn't help himself either because he just tweet random stuff.
He doesn't help himself at all.
He would tweet random stuff, say random stuff. I mean, he made fun of like people with disabilities. He was very misogynistic, and he's gotten loads of accusations of like sexual assault and all that. So like, nothing's gonna,
I mean, let's not forget earlier this year he was getting impeached.
Yeah, and that. So if he does like a couple small good things, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, we love you."
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Also, in this week, he's getting impeached." So I don't think it's
switching lanes to a lighter topic. One of the favorite accents I've learned, that the only accent I can do is a Southern Dublin accent, and I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Okay.
a wholesome bit of news for the week.
Only from TikTok.
Genuinely, it's that song on TikTok. There's this fancy South Dublin song I keep hearing, and it just made me learn the accent for some reason.
That's because you played it over and over again. It was like,
I kept hearing it over and over again, and then I was studying without any music or anything, right? And then because the song's in my head, I just kept hearing it over and over again. I didn't keep listening to it on repeat like it was my jam. I kept hearing it in my head because I didn't have anything else to play in my head. It was just stuck in my head, like.
Yeah, I suppose that's so funny though.
Yeah.
The fact that that's how you learned how to do the accent.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to do it before. I was only able to do like revolute. That was the only word I was able to say.
Yeah, but speaking of learning, I haven't been doing any of
Le français?
Any French?
No.
Not really.
No.
Because I've had exams and assignments.
So have I. I have 2 exams tomorrow. Actually, I should probably have mentioned that during the week. 2 exams tomorrow.
Yeah, I had 2 exams today, and I had an assignment due a couple of days ago. So I've been a bit busy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be more busy now, and I have to balance part-time work.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Because you kind of work a lot on the weekends anyway, don't you? Sometimes.
No.
Oh. Well,
that was kind of where I got my rest.
Now you're not gonna rest.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll
That's
see
gonna
how
be
that plays out.
fun.
This is kind of the tester now because this is going to be a heavy 5 weeks. We're left in like the 4 weeks in the semester. So let's see how the balance works out. It's like a little tester kind of thing, you know?
How about this? Don't think of it as work, but think of it as a habit. And speaking of habits,
Oh, shit. But I appreciate the effort, nonetheless.
no, I shouldn't have said speaking of habits. I was trying to think of a clever way of actually moving into it, but I couldn't think of it, and I was like, well, it's gonna die if I don't. Anyway, habits. Let's get into it.
Sure.
I don't
Okay.
lead the charge, my friend.
Yeah. Starting on the main topic today.
Get revolute.
I don't know where I heard the quote, but do you ever have those ideas where you feel like you've made it up yourself, but it's just because you've heard it somewhere before?
Maybe.
Yeah, like small habits make big differences. It's definitely not something I originally came up with, but I don't remember where I got it from. Anyway, that's
So it's original. It's original.
It kind of comes into it kind of stems into like the life advice for this week. This kind of topic because it's good. You should take this advice as small habits make big differences. Just apply that anywhere in your life. And I guess what I mean by that is like like getting good sleep would be a small habit that makes a big difference that I try to, factor in my life. I really try to get.
Wait. What's that? What is that? What's good sleep? I don't.
You're not aware of good sleep? No, I don't think you are. Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I never experienced it.
Yeah. So
sorry, 3 a.m. to 11. Yeah. 3 a.m. to 9. Ugh.
Yeah. That's so basically like kind of the thing. That's kind of the general gist. What we're getting into today is how those little things like eating well, getting good sleep, balancing your life. I have a bunch of things like that I'm gonna talk about, but Evan here is playing devil's advocate, not on purpose. He just doesn't have a lot of he's not pushing a lot of change in his life right now, so he's kind of a perfect example to how most people are.
Hey.
You're getting there. You started running on Monday.
I started running. Because what happened was, right, as with everybody, the pandemic ruined any sense of, organization, routine, organization, schedule, everything.
Absolutely.
I had a plan. I was gonna go like 3 or 4 days a week to the gym. I was like, finally, I was gonna put the foot down and not just go for a month and then stop. I was just gonna like put the foot down and do it. And then, especially because I was going on holidays, so it was like perfect. I'll have a beach bod. How great! And then COVID went. Hey, sorry, you can't.
COVID go burr.
Yeah, you can't go anymore to the gym, so you're gonna have to stay at home, which makes it very hard. It's very hard to work out at home. And then COVID went. Oh, by the way, you can't go on holidays, so, So I was like, oh, great. So basically, all my plan was ruined. So there's no chance of it happening, and then it was just a slippery slope from there.
Yeah, I was the very same with working out. I had a very good schedule going. I was running a lot. I got up to like running 10 minutes without taking a break, which was like a good build up for me because I wasn't at 5K level ever. And I was doing workouts consistently throughout the week in the gym, so I was getting a lot of gains. I felt good about myself, and then as soon as I had the habit, COVID was like, pack it up.
This second I was like, oh, I'm actually getting into a rhythm, and I'm actually, committing to it. It was like, hey, sorry, you can't.
Yeah, and I feel like that's gonna happen for me right now with the part-time work. But I'm gonna really try and stick to a routine that I have for the running and the working out that I'm currently doing. Because I am getting in a groove with the running. And I'm starting to get in a groove with the working out. And yeah. I noticed that as soon as you start getting something, it tries to knock you down. And I'm going to try and prove it wrong this time. Lockdown 2.0 is going to be different.
Yeah, but I do think that even if you are working and you have to make more room for something else, I'd say stick with the running, but maybe, either trim down or remove the working out with weights type thing. Or muscle working out at least. But definitely keep the running no matter what. Especially because you're on week 4 now. You don't want to restart again.
No, I'm exactly halfway through the plan of an 8-week plan. So at the 10th, like roughly around the first week of December, I'll be running my first 5K. So I will let you guys know in episode 22.
Whoa. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Episode 22. We'll be almost halfway to 50.
Yeah. That actually is crazy. That means we've been doing this for nearly half a year. In itself is ridiculous.
In 4 weeks it will be
nearly half a year. But like it's
yeah.
What's weird is
one half dozen of another.
Yeah, it's crazy how quick it's going by.
Yeah, like when you talk about it in episode numbers, it's not that crazy. But when you think about it in weeks, it's like whoa.
Yeah.
If someone goes, "Oh, how many episodes do you have?" You're like, "Oh, 5." But then if you think it's like, "Oh, that's 5 weeks."
Yeah, you tell them 8 weeks. That's 2 months of content.
We're on week 18. Well, technically 19 because we missed a week, but
yeah, but we missed it for a good reason, so it's all fine.
We weren't just lazy.
Yeah, and I feel like this happens way better. Like we're getting the episodes like done and well thought out, like way better.
Yeah, but I will say that it does catch up with us a bit more, like as in the fact that it's like, oh, it's already Tuesday.
yeah, definitely. But I don't feel as stressed to find a topic.
Yeah, especially when you know what the topic is and I don't.
Yeah, I feel like we can.
Today.
I feel like we're really putting into practice just one of us finding something to talk about and just seeing if we can make an hour out of it. And it's not like we're forcing the content. It's almost like an exercise of like, can we make good conversation out of something only one of us has, like an idea about, realistically.
Yeah, I mean,
because if to be honest, like we could just look up a generic compiled list of podcast ideas and talk from them, but that would arguably be worse than what we're doing right now. I'm quite enjoying what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean our podcast is definitely not niche.
No, it's completely generic, but that's
niche.
fine.
Like,
that's fine. I
It's
don't want
more
it to be
just
niche.
us and what we think and what we're doing. Although with the whole branding we have, it kind of seems like it might be a bit niche, but sure, look, it's whatever.
You gotta be that though. You can't be like the generic podcast. That'd be a weird podcast name.
Why didn't we think of that?
Rebrand?
Rebrand. I lost all the files. Rebrand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lost all the files. Don't worry about it, lads. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I guess I'd give some advice for getting good sleep. And you have your notepad and pen ready. Write this down.
Go to bed. I watched a video earlier.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
That'd be a good start, yeah.
Go to bed half an hour before you actually plan to fall asleep to get your 8 hours. So you technically should be in bed or trying to sleep for 8.5. Don't look at your phone. Don't drink coffee past 12.
A lot of blue light out of your system. Try to minimize the amount of blue light you get into your system.
It's because the chemicals in your brain make you think that it's daytime.
Yeah, whatever the chemical
your wind down chemicals basically get removed the second you look at your phone at night. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and look at your phone for an extended
that's a habit
period of
I've made. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I sit up. I might have like a thing of water, and then I just go back to sleep. I've made that a habit because I used to get up, check the phone for the time, check the phone, and then as soon as I try to go back to sleep, 10 minutes later I can't sleep. I need to pee, and then I'm on my phone. It's been like an hour. That's all ropes.
It's all ropes, my guy. Isn't ropes good though? Isn't that funny? I thought ropes. That's ropes.
No, and like
no,
it's like it's all on ropes. Anyway,
getting
good sleep.
Anyway,
clean your bed sheets regularly. Try out sleeping without clothes. You'd be surprised on how more comfortable it is. You are in your own room by yourself, so it's something to try. Anybody listening?
Also, if you wake up and it's kind of cold, you'll be better off getting up, or you'll be more likely to get up because you'll be like, I'm cold.
No. No, because the bed sheets are warm and you are
Oh
cold.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
way harder to get up, but it's way easier to fall asleep. And we're not focusing on getting up. Different ball game.
Well, if you have somebody to rip the duvet covers off of you, then you can. Well, no, because then they'd see. And I don't know. Forget I
Yeah.
said anything.
But yeah, getting good sleep. Oh, not to eat straight before bed. That can not to drink a lot of water before you go to bed. Depending, like, don't drink a lot of water. Don't make it so you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night to use the toilet. And kind of
Yeah.
having
Instead, wet the bed. That's your best bet. 'Cause
yeah
then you'll never get interruptions.
yeah, and you have a bunch of nice little warm spots cuddle up to.
Yeah. And if you really need to pee, it won't just be a spot.
um,
So
yeah.
your entire bed will be warm.
I
It's
guess
pretty
also kind of what you're saying about the half an hour before you go to bed, get into bed. Make a habit to exclusively sleep in your bed. Like, obviously, the ideal situation is you never use your phone in bed. You only go to bed in bed. That's not realistic at all. If anyone thinks you can do that, you're loopy.
good. Only go to bed in bed.
Only go to sleep in bed, so don't use your
okay.
phone. Like, yeah, only go to bed in bed. So basically, yeah,
only go to bed in bed. Okay.
yeah. But
Basically,
okay,
don't
the
do anything
realistic
else with it.
situation of that is to build a habit around sleeping, as in like a routine. So personally, I get all my shit. I get all my shit done. Brush my teeth, put on my face cream, whatever. Then I put in my retainer, blah blah blah, and then I get into bed. And I might watch a YouTube video depending on how long or how tired I am or how long it is before I gotta go to sleep. Because I get into bed pretty early, a while before I go to sleep. And then I put on a podcast and I'll put the sleep timer on Snapchat on Spotify for 15 or 30 minutes depending on how tired I am, and then go to bed and then sleep to the podcast, because chances are if I fall asleep listening to it, it'll stop, so that's good. But if I don't and it cuts off while I'm listening to it, it is a bit annoying sometimes. But in other times I have enough room for thought about what they were talking about to not let my brain spoil in the middle of the night, and I can go to sleep.
You know what's weird is that a couple of months ago I was having a really big problem with this was before the podcast, so I suppose it might have been a part of, like, why I was like so on board for this. But I think so I was having really bad trouble sleeping. And I would throw on a podcast, put on the sleep timer, because my brain would move too quickly, as in it would think too much too quickly, and I wouldn't be able to fall asleep, and it could be the most random things. It could be weirder than a dream. I'd just be thinking so weirdly.
Yeah.
So I put on a podcast because I thought, if I can focus on what they're saying, that's one thing I'm thinking about. And even if I'm not focusing, I'll, passively think about what they're saying and imagine what they're saying. Whereas if I'm not, I'll be imagining and thinking about random things.
Yeah, I think that was due to the fact of our very first lockdown. Not a lot of mental stimulus because we were off college.
Well,
and school.
this was actually when it lifted a little bit. But this is when
that's what I mean. Like,
moved.
it didn't really matter when it lifted because we had nowhere to go. We had no school, not a lot of mental stimulus. We were basically on summer, but at home, and we got to go out from time to time.
Yeah. So I was doing that, and then I realized that you're like this one. I realized that it was a bad habit. Because I was listening to it. I redeemed myself. I was relying on it. I really was. I'd gone through like most of the episodes. And keep in mind now, there are like hundreds upon hundreds of these episodes, and I was going through a lot of them because I might listen to a lot of it and then fall asleep, and when I wake up I might listen to the last 15 minutes when I wake up, or I don't know where I stopped, or I'm not really interested in this one, or they did something different here, and then basically I'd end up relying on it.
Yeah.
And I realized that wasn't really a good idea, because it's not great, and then I'd have to wait weekly until a new one, and it was a bit bad, and then yeah, it just wasn't really. And then sometimes I realized maybe I'm staying up longer because I'm listening to it, because I'm focusing on the podcast. So I tried to cut it out. I tried to put white noise instead or whatever. Tried that. That was okay. Not too much of a difference. Tried nothing. It was all. I think my sleep was just bad anyway.
I don't think it was at fault of the podcast, but it could have been as well. But it was
Like
mainly just because of your mental
yeah,
stimulus. Like, it wasn't there.
yeah. So, I was having a really bad time falling asleep, and it's kind of stopped now. It's kind of gotten a bit better. So not too bad.
Yeah.
What I will say though is, I've got a small house, thin walls, the snoring, very annoying. That can keep me up quite a long time. Like the time where I was meant to get up for 6:30 with you, the second I put my head on the pillow, snoring next door. The second I put my head in the pillow,
Yeah.
like, and it's even worse than the nights where, I have to get up at 9. It's currently 3 a.m. and I go, okay, I'll go to bed now, and then I realize, because now it's silent in my room, that there's really loud snoring, and then I'm up till 3:30. If I go to bed at 3:30, then I'm up at, I'm still up at 4 trying to get to sleep. Yeah, but most of my time in late night is spent on my phone watching YouTube or TikTok.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I think I'm just gonna
I
go
very
through.
rarely stay on my PC.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go through more of these habits that I want to suggest to people, and then I think I have the life advice of the week as a takeaway to give, because I feel like I've wrapped my head around that now as a whole.
Go. What we should do? Go through some of them, explain them a bit.
Yeah.
I might think of some more to say about the bad habits while you're doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can go into the advice.
Yeah, because the advice is tying into bad habits. So.
Oh, well then, there you go.
Yeah. Perfect. So another one I have is to prioritize your study. That's more of a generic one. I don't really need to get into that. Prioritize your study. Do well in college. Get a degree. Get out. Get a job. Blah blah blah. Important one is balancing your study with the rest of your life. That kind of ties into, you should know how to relax your brain. Figure it out. Take the time to figure out what relaxes your brain. Take the time to, like, are video games a good de-stressor and a good relaxer for you? If they're not,
do you play Rocket League and Rage?
are YouTube videos good? Is there like this Netflix show, a podcast maybe, huh? There's all those kind of, and once you figure that out, maybe it's a bath, maybe it's reading a book. It could be anything. As soon as you figure it out, make that a habit to do every day. You need to relax your brain, because if you don't, burnout central. And I think because I've started doing that with myself, like I play Dirt time to time. Other than that, I don't play any more games, and they actually caused, like, they were a lot of stimulus for my brain, which in return, on top of college and everything, caused a lot of burnout on my end.
I do want to tie that into, if you have nothing that you can think of, generally going for a walk will be relaxing for you.
Yeah.
Even if it's like literally 5 minutes to, a loop around your estate 5 times, if you're in a state, or like, 5 minutes down the road, chances are that'll help. Even 5 minutes, like.
And if you, I guess if nothing works, try that. But if you don't know what to do, try something. That can be
maybe
nice.
It's archery.
It could literally be anything. So you just gotta go through the paces and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just gotta Nerf or nothing. Maybe that's just.
Maybe it's building Nerf guns of your 3D printer. Maybe that's your habit. Who knows?
I mean, that'd be a pretty expensive habit, but
Exactly.
But I'd say in terms of not necessarily bad habits, but just kind of like making good choices about things that can be bad habits. I would say that there's with your diet, you can be good with your diet. There's no reason to get into it, stay away from sugars, don't eat processed food and, sugary things, as I said, like, don't be doing all that. No fatty meats, blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes to, exercise and sleep and, taking care of your brain, your diet doesn't really matter at that stage. So I suppose when it comes to healthy habits, you should take care of the other three first. Your mental health, your sleep, and your exercise, and then,
Yeah, and
supplement with your food. Don't
to be quite fair,
prioritize
your food can have an effect on your mental health and your physical well-being, but it's not. It is a big factor, but your sleep and your physical exercise should be your main concern before your food, in my personal opinion. Like, I could be wrong, but from my personal experience, that seems to come true.
Yeah, like obviously, go, okay, well, I got 8 hours of sleep and I went for a walk for 10 minutes now to get some McDonald's. No, like as in,
No.
you don't need to be like, okay, I need to have chicken and rice with no sauce because I'm trying to
definitely
be
do it
healthy.
gradually. That's actually a good point to make, is don't make too many life-changing habits at once. Do one thing. If your one thing is, okay, I'm going to run once a week or something, twice a week, that is better than, that will last longer to you and will in the long run be better than, okay, I'm going to run 3 days a week, I'm going to work out every other day, I'm going to eat nothing but chicken and rice and vegetables. It's like, yeah, it's great, but it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Because you'll get an instant change in how you feel, and it won't be a good change.
Yeah, because realistically, if you're probably feeling horrible from running because if you don't do it and you're starting to run, you feel horrible. And then if you also cut out the food that you love, that's not going to really help, is it?
Exactly.
So I'd say, yeah, basically supplement sleep and exercise with healthy food, but don't make it a priority is really the main, summary of all that. Yeah.
Just the thing I have about working out is this is what I'm doing. Body weight circuits that I'm doing for about half an hour to 40 minutes. I'm doing like pull on a Monday, legs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and a chest or push on a Wednesday. Then on a Friday I'll probably do shoulders or something, but it's all 30-40 minutes.
How do you do shoulders with body weight?
You can do pike push-ups. Basically where you go into kind of, you stick your bum really high up and you make this, you're basically like about a foot away from your toes and your hands, and you can push down and it will do your front delts and your shoulders.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's, you kind of get most of your shoulders worked out from just lifting stuff anyway, so it mightn't be full body weight completely, but it's something like you can pick up in your house. It's not like gym weights.
Yeah.
Another thing
like
is
a child.
that, yeah. So basically, like, I'll tell you what I did for legs today as an example. What I did for legs today was I did like 15 squats. Then I did like lunges.
Oh, I could not do squats today.
I did 10 lunges on each leg, and then I did those hip things for your hamstrings.
Uh-huh.
And I did 10 of those each leg, and I did that as a circuit 3 times, and that was my legs, and they were killed. I don't think calves. I probably should have done calves.
Yeah.
But
just do loads of tippy toes over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like the running's helped me with the calf, so it's okay.
Or run on your tippy toes. I think that helps too. I don't know why I'm saying tippy toes. Run on your toes.
That's what I counted as a workout for my legs, and it's better than nothing, is what I'm trying to get at here, and it's helpful.
My legs are still sore, and we have to go running tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna die.
Fine. Week 1, day 2, be grand.
Yeah.
So
let's hope.
Yeah. So I guess tying into my dose of life advice this week is more like a homework assignment.
Do your homework, kids.
I want you
stay in drugs. Don't do school. I mean, stay in. Yeah.
I want you as a listener to spend the next couple of days to a week just noticing what you do automatically throughout your day, and notice what you are solely dependent on, or that you do automatically, and just notice them. Maybe write it down on a list, just be aware of it, and then think to yourself, is this impacting my life? Like, could I improve upon in my overall life? And by life I mean how you feel in your life. by cutting out something that you do automatically, like I don't know, going for a snack at fucking 11:30 when you're just about to go to bed because why not? You know, that could be something you do. I'm kind of guilty of it a little bit.
Yeah, why are you calling me out, man? What are you doing?
So
You know what I mean?
that's kind of what I want people to do, because they really need to just take a look at themselves, because especially because of the lockdown now, we just kind of do whatever we want, because who's to say otherwise? We don't have any restrictions or constraints in our life. We can just wander around our house grazing like cows.
And no one's going to see you, so you're like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, and just to remember, small habits do make big differences.
Yeah. I would say that, you know, I definitely could see the impact that, like, when I was doing it, that going to the gym like had on my life. You know, I felt, yeah, I was tired a lot, but like
Felt
I was
better.
a lot. Yeah, you know, like some days getting out of the gym, you were like, yeah, you know.
And that's all you need to
Um,
keep your mental health better. Is just to feel that once, like maybe twice a week, just going, yeah, go me. That's it. That's
yeah,
all
and
you need.
then
It's so strange that little you need.
and then after a couple of weeks, you're like, hey, I can do another 10 kg. Look at me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And then it builds upon itself, and it's like it's never and like it never increases like your demand, like your mental health's demand for like positivity. Like you're like, oh, I'm only like this big now. You know, all you need is one thing to go like, yeah, I'm alright with myself today. And
not
you
to
feel good.
mention something that's really weird. I don't know why it's like this weird phenomenon where phenomenon but the second you start working out or running or whatever, you almost have like a different image of yourself, as if like you've been going to the gym for months, you know,
You
like
feel
even
like you
if
could
there's
do anything. It's weird.
no, like even like let's say you were taking progress pictures, or you were looking at yourself in the mirror every time you know you worked out, or every week. Eventually you like, even just after like 2 weeks, when there's no real progress in either your weight or your muscle gain or whatever, and you're like, whoa, I look good, even though you haven't really done much. It's just the
Yeah,
fact that not saying that 2 weeks isn't nothing.
you know
Keep
you're
going if you're
improving.
at two
That's
weeks,
all
but
you
I'm
need.
saying it's the fact that like you even see yourself different when you don't look any different yet.
Because you know you're trying. You see yourself different.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like you could look in the mirror and be like, oh, you know, look at this. Like I've got, you know, proper big belly, and then 2 weeks later you're like, man, am I always this slim?
Yeah.
And like your weight hasn't dropped at all.
A good advice for working out and exercising in general that I didn't know was a common thing. Your brain will subconsciously make excuses for you not to work out, not to run, and then you'll just take them as excuses. And until you realize that your brain's just making it to just be lazy, and because why they do it is you're uncomfortable to go up and go running in the morning, or to go to the gym and work out. Like you'd much rather get into bed and just do nothing. So your brain's like, oh, I guess my knee is a little sore, isn't it? Oh, I guess I am kind of tired today. That is everyone experiences it. And the second I realized everyone experienced it, I became a lot more disciplined, because I was like, fuck's sake, man, I gotta stop giving excuses to myself. But before that, I was like, my knee is really sore. Maybe I'll take the week off. You know what I mean? Like, but
You
then,
know,
obviously, if it's detrimentally sore, you know, think about it. But usually,
Yeah.
it's a pity excuse.
yeah, like when I started putting the foot down for the gym there a couple months ago, oh god, is it like a year now? No, well, it's like half a year, if not more. I yeah, it's about over half a year. I said to my mom, I said, okay, I am going to give you the power cable, power cord, whatever, to my computer every morning. And if I, or the mornings I meant to go, or the days I meant to go to the gym, and I said, if I don't go to the gym, and it's like, if I have a reason like, oh, I'm just tired today, or maybe not today, or, you know, whatever, like if I have the time and I have the ability, and I say I'm not really bothered, do not give me the cable. I said, like, I have to actually be ill, or I have to have, like, an exam the next day. Otherwise, you know, don't bother. Just don't give me the cable, because, you know, that's only an excuse for me to go, you know.
There has to be a
you know.
real reason, not
Yeah.
an excuse. A reason, not an excuse.
Yeah. So then when it came to, like, we never actually started it because, you know,
Yeah.
I was already going, and I had this idea. It would be like, oh, this would be kind of a good thing to make sure that I keep up with it, because I know I'm very bad for going for a month or two and then stopping, and then going for a month or two.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
stopping.
everyone is, to be completely honest with you.
So I was like, okay, I'll have this idea. I'll just give her the power cable to my PC, and then I won't be able to make the excuse, and then have that excuse just snowball. So that was my plan, and then COVID said no, but that would have worked, because it gave me the motivation to, if I don't go just because I don't feel like it, I won't get to go on my PC today.
Yeah, it's a negative reinforcement.
Yeah,
It's definitely a thing to look into about yourself, if that works or if positive reinforcement works for you. And I have yet to know which one works for me, because I do a mixture of both all the time.
yeah. I mean, I never got to do it, but I feel like it would work for me.
I
at
don't
least.
do a lot of positive reinforcement, and by that, what I mean is, like, do you know, let's say you get a really good test result, or yeah, like the Leaving Cert or something, right? Or just even like an end of year exam. I don't go, yay, this counts for excessive drinking, or something like that. Like this, I never get that.
That
I never
sounded
get that.
like the most like.
Yeah, you can tell I don't do
it. Let's go for excessive drinking. Like what?
Yeah, so you can tell I never do it. But
you're supposed to say, "Oh, you up to say it's not. This calls for excessive drinking."
Yeah, I've been in a nerd bubble for too long. Sorry, but basically, I never give myself the warrant to do something crazy to relax. Do you know what I mean? I never go, oh, let's buy myself this. Oh, let's do this crazy thing. I never have that, but I'll always be so hard on myself. So I think negative reinforcement works better on me.
I will try to like. No, that's just me being a chancer. I will be like, oh, do you want to get this from me because I did this? But that's just me being a chancer. That's not, I'm not rewarding myself. I'm getting someone to reward me.
Yeah, I very rarely reward myself, but it's only kind of when I was going to get it, something like that anyway, and I just wanted a good excuse for it. Like I was about to buy something, I'm like, I was good today, I'm going to buy it. Like there's no reason really.
My excuse to buy stuff was just Prime Day.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything good, but Prime Day was there, and I went, oh yeah, sure. And then they extended it by like a day. Didn't help.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose that's it, really.
That's it, really. Yeah, it really is.
Not the entire bit of the conversation was related to habits, but it's what it is.
That's kind of what I'm talking about, dude. I just bring in a topic and we have a conversation about it. That's what this is all about. That's
what it do, baby.
Hey.
What can I say? God. I suppose that's it from us.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I said that. I've been Evan. we should have an outro like that from now on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just talk to y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
We're never getting rid of that though.
Definitely not.